My uncle stole from me, and then I confronted him, and then he calls my cousin, and then my cousin, he like tried to get confrontational with me by the stairs at my grandma's house, and literally I was thinking this fool was just gonna throw me down the stairs. And I'm like, if this fool does that, I'm gonna stab him. I'm gonna fuck him up. Like there was literally gonna be bad all around. And thank God my other uncle was there to kind of break up the situation. But that's one of the reasons why I hate my uncle, who's a pussy, Levi. That's why I hate him forever. Like, there's just like, I know they say, oh, you shouldn't put out your family business and all that, but like literally, I've never talked about this before with anyone or anything. So just the fact that I could just air it out right here is just cool. It's like therapeutic for me.
Mash Max was the turnout of my lifestyle. Smoking green, blowing white clouds to build the blue skies. Conversating with the gods by my wildflower to let them know that it's the God's hour. This love's the never-ending saga. Gods by my wildflower to let them know that it's the God's hour. This love's the never-ending saga. Gods by my wildflower to let them know that it's the God's hour. This love's the never-ending saga. Gods by my wildflower to let them know that it's the God's hour. This love's the never-ending saga. Walk through the sands of times like Gara. On the other side of that gad is karma. You wet Prada, the devil like inside your box now. While the angels fly over my headstone.
We are back with another episode of the God's Hour podcast with your boy Big Serbs, back in the place to be, La America Superior, Palace 81. We in the building, live and direct, live in effect. Tell a friend, tell your girlfriend for me. It's Mr. Nine Times. Over the weekend, me and my pop, we went to go pick up the rent over there where my grandma has property close by LA. And my uncle, he like had some sort of surgery. So he was like all tubed up. Something's up with his body. So he was just laid up right there. My grandma has had these properties for like a long time now, but they're very small. I think the biggest house is like the front house. And it all kind of, like the two front houses are the biggest ones. And then it just drops off after that. The one in the front, I mean, it's still a small house, but at least you have everything you need in there. A bathroom, your laundry, a kitchen, a sala, and I think one room or not even two or something like that. My tia, I forgot her name. I don't know. I barely even know my family from my grandpa's side that's been living there for years now. And it's not even like we rent it out. It's just my grandma owns those properties and my family lives there, which is kind of like, I always thought, you know what I mean? When I would get some money, I would do the same thing, but I don't think I would do that now. I really don't think I would do that, just knowing everything that's been going on with the property and all that, and somebody always got a sob story about something and they can't get the rent, where it's like, this isn't a charity, bro. Like, this isn't a fucking homeless shelter. This is a business, you know, and I could give a fuck what comes up. And it's cheap. Like, all the property that my grandma, the price for like the rent and all that is very, very generous compared to the price of what everyone else is actually paying in that area. So to me, I find it kind of a little like, if you're gonna have family in your property, that's fine. It's just, it gotta be like, it has to be fair. Like, you can't be giving out deals just because they're your family. Like, I get it. I mean, a discount is cool, but when it's just like a blatant rip off or like damn near like robbery, like, you can't be selling a property. You can't be renting out property that's worth half of its value. That, like, you know what I mean? You can't be selling the rent at half the value. Like, you just can't. You know what I mean? There's just like a lot of expenses go into the business, and you can't just be giving out freebies. Not saying that that's what's happening. It's just, I feel like I feel like that since they're family, it's just more so, oh well, fucking since your family you will be renting it out to you damn near for free, which is like lame as fuck to me. I don't know, but like my uncle was there and he was saying this and that, and it's just kind of, I don't know, just looking at him, it was sad to see because they have Zoe, their pit bull, is like all caged up, like in one of those fucking Vietnam wooden cages, just straight a little ass cage, and she's a big pit bull. So that every time I go over there and I see that, I'm just like, wow, bro, like what the fuck are y'all doing over here with the, like, dogs? The dog is sacred to me. So when you have the dog caged up, it really boggles my mind. And then you go in a house, and I don't know how many kids my tío and my tía have, but it's a lot of them, you know, and it's probably like 2 rooms. You can't even call it a sala because it's like a bunk bed, another bed, and a couch as soon as you walk in. So as soon as you walk in, you're like, is this like a fucking storage facility or what the fuck? It's literally what it is. My grandma, the 2 back houses are like storage facilities. The back house is kind of like a lot more nicer. They have tile and everything is kind of, but it's still small. You know, realistically, it's like only made for like 2 people, you know, because you have kids and all that. It's going to be a fucking madhouse, bro. It's going to be really, you know, you might as well be living in, I don't know what they call them, studio apartments or something like that. I don't know how to like properly give you the image, but it's just like you walk in the house and you pretty much see everything in the house: the kitchen, the bed room, the sala, or the sala is the living room. If y'all don't know, I'm trying to, you know. Okay, so you see everything once you go in the back. You see the bathroom, the kitchen, the living room, and then you see the bedrooms right there. Like, how the fuck can anybody live in some shit like that? So with the dog caged and everybody else, it's so crazy though, the way my uncle lives. You open the door and you see the dog. See, they have another pug in the cage, so you look and the dog is right there looking at you with the big old pug eyes. So you're right there, you look at the dog, there's a bed, a bunk bed, the couch, the kitchen, the bathroom, and the bedroom. So you're just like, what the fuck, where did I just step into? I just stepped into a fucking storage facility, prison type shit. And it's like, y'all, the dogs are metaphors because that's how y'all living. Y'all are caged. That's how you know when they say the bird is only caged in its mind? No, bruh. You're a fucking caged animal is what it is. And I mean, that's just the reality of people. Like, living nowadays is just everything is fucking expensive. And that's just how people are living. Like in those motherfuckers in Hong Kong where they live in those train bedrooms or whatever it is. Like, you literally have just... like, fuck a jail cell. You have less than that, like a quarter of a jail cell, and that's everything you have to live in. You're literally living in a bed that's stacked on, like, you're living in bunk beds, so a bed on the top, a bed on the bottom, and you're paying for that. It's really interesting to me to see like how it all is and shit, but I mean, my dad just fixed up, he got one of the houses renovated, and it's just my uncle and my cousin living in there. And literally that's like crazy to me because my uncle has had fucking history of stealing not only from me, but from my grandma and some other shit. And I don't know how the fuck my dad let my uncle in that house to live in, because if it were me, I don't give a fuck if you're my brother. I don't care if we've known each other for 20 years. Once you steal from me, you're grata pasada. That's really like the bottom line with me. You know, like it's like, it's ridiculous. Like, how the fuck you gonna steal from your own family? Like, and that's junky shit, which I really won't get into. But that's really one of the reasons why I don't like being around my family, because it's just like a whole lot of bullshit. And coupled with the fact that everyone loves my uncle when like nobody understands that he's like a dick face. So I don't like going around and seeing him. And he just kind of, in public, he's like, I don't know, to me, he's a pussy. Like, he's this fragile little piece of shit. But when things happen, it's like he's like a tough guy out of nowhere that likes to call my cousin to try to step into confrontational things that he should handle himself. And now I feel like it's a 2-for-1 combo on the family special. You know, I don't even know if I want to talk about this, but like, my uncle stole from me, and then I confronted him, and then he calls my cousin, and then my cousin, he like tried to get confrontational with me by the stairs at my grandma's house. And literally I was thinking this fool was just gonna throw me down the stairs. And I'm like, if this fool does that, I'm gonna stab him. I'm gonna fuck him up. Like, so like there was literally gonna be bad all around. And thank God my other uncle was there to kind of break up the situation. But that's one of the reasons why I hate my uncle, who's a pussy, Levi. That's why I hate him forever. Like, there's just like, I know they say, oh, you shouldn't put out your family business and all that, but like literally, I've never talked about this before with anyone or anything. So just the fact that I could just air it out right here is just cool. It's like therapeutic for me, because they say, you know, your family is forever and all this bullshit, but it's like, really, family isn't your blood. It's just really like how I feel like family is defined by like what you've been through and your loyalty. So if you show me you're very distrustworthy, disloyal and all that, you're not my family at all. Like my original Nino and Nina, I don't know when's the last time I seen them. I don't even know their names. I don't even know my god brother's name. So they're excommunicado. I have they're like not even in my life. So basically, you do that to yourself. Like, people don't understand when you're a padrino, when you're a padrina, when you take the word, when you take someone else's life in your hands and you say, I give you my word to be there for their life, that's a big commitment. You know, I don't know what it is in America, but I feel like in the Mexican culture as of recently, a lot of people are just God, mother, or father to just to say, oh, I'm the godmother or godfather. Like my piece of shit uncle, he's like everybody's fucking godfather, but he don't even have the money to support anybody if they're in like a jam. And not that it's about money, but it's like you not there for nobody. And that's what it is with a lot of my other uncles. Like, they're godfathers and they're godfathers to other kids. But do you really understand what a godfather is? It's like, a godfather is there. It's supposed to be there for when the father's not. Like, in any situation, like if there's certain things that you don't feel comfortable talking about with your father, you have your godfather. If there's things you need, you have your godfather. That's what it is. It's like your second father is somebody you could come up to with anything, like at all. You know what I mean? And some people, they're more tight with their godfather than their fathers. And that's just how it's been for a very long time. But like, as of recently, and I've seen it with my generation, it's just that a fucking godfather is like, what is that? It's like just a title. And it really gets me upset, because it's like, there were times in my life where I needed somebody very bad. Like, I needed somebody like a godfather, and I have one. And guess what? They weren't there. They didn't send a fucking postcard. There were no happy birthdays, Christmases, Thanksgiving, the Easter bunny, fucking Jesus birthday, all this shit. Nobody was there for me. But yeah, you're gonna turn around and act like you're like, you've taken care of me. Oh, you're my godson. I'm not, bro. Like, to none of y'all, you know. And my other uncle, I wanted him to be my godfather during my confirmation, and he literally showed up to my the first and last meeting. And it's like, you don't get no points for that. Like, you're not my godfather because of that shit. Every week I would be in church and everyone had their padrinos or padrinas or whatever, and I'm just sitting there by myself. And they're like, where's your godfather at? I'm like, I don't know. He must have had fucking better things to do than to be with his own godson. You know? So, I don't know. I'm getting emotional about it because it's like, it pisses me off the way people try to live their life like if they're this fucking great person. Like if to everybody else they're a great person, but they're a piece of shit behind closed doors. They really are. Like, you're not fooling nobody. All people got to do is like do a double take or look in your eyes and really tell. But I feel like my family is really like, a lot of people are fake. Like people just don't address how they feel. And it's not with me. Like, you're really going to see, like, if you ever see me around my family, like, you're not going to get what everyone else gives away. Like, I'm really to myself, and it's a reason for it. There's a lot of reasons for it, and I'm not just gonna fucking put this mask on and pretend like I like you when I really don't. If I really don't like you, I don't want to be around you, and that's just, I don't know. You could say that's this, that's that, but I don't give a fuck, bro. I've been through a lot of shit in my life, and I could really care less about how anybody feels. So that was Saturday, picking up the rent. Sunday, we didn't really do shit. I didn't really do nothing Sunday. What is it? Last Monday? Last Thursday, I got my hair cut. So the weekend wasn't really nothing too special, you know what I mean? It's just planning things ahead. It got dark there for a minute, didn't it? So let's lighten it up. So finally, Noah puts me on the flyer for the Audio Dope August 25th show, which y'all probably gonna fucking watch this before it drops. So make sure y'all hit me up. Yo, Big Sir, you want to see Big Serbs? 825, I'm gonna be performing in Ontario, my hometown, the O-Town, hometown hero. And finally, I don't know if Noah planned this, but he did say he had me at the 25th for months now. But it's just he wanted me to perform in Fullerton. I think that's what it is. And he kept moving me because I told him I wanted to go on at 9 because 7 is too early. I'll kick the show off, but it just doesn't work with my work schedule. And I don't want to take a day off. Like, I don't even have free time anymore. Like, I have my sick days, a week of vacation, and that's it. And so originally, I think I was set to perform like on the 11th of July, let's say, or something like that. Then I was supposed to then they moved me, and I was set to perform, I think, on the 11th of this month. And they're going to move me again because of like the time situations. And I was kind of bummed out about it, you know what I mean? Because Noah, he made it a habit of putting the flyers out before telling me I wasn't going to be on the card, you know? Like, because I told him, I'm like, yo, I want to perform at 9. He's like, all right, for sure. And then they put the flyer out and I'm not on the show, you know? So that miscommunication, I don't really like, you know what I mean? I can get really upset about it, but it's just more so like, maybe he forgot or he's too busy, but it's like, just be straightforward, bro. Like, I get we're busy, we all have lives, but you could take 5 minutes out of your day to hit me up. It's not even 5 minutes, like 60 seconds, 30 seconds. Shoot a quick text. Yo, bro, we're not going to have you on the next show. I don't have the spot for you. I don't have the 9 spot like you wanted, but I could get you on the next show. And that'll clear everything up instead of you putting out the flyer and me being like, okay, well, where the fuck is my name? Am I performing? I hit you up. Oh, no, we'll get you on the next show. It's kind of like, well, fucking, you could have just said that from the beginning. You know what I mean? Just be straightforward with me. And that'll carry you a lot further than fucking me having to do this whole detective shit and trying to piece together what's happening, because that's how people get upset. That's how certain relationships with people get fucked up, because it's just those simple little communications. And now here you go like hating somebody just because of a fucking flyer. You know what I mean? Like, it sounds petty, but when you go back and you do the series of events, you're like, oh, okay, I could see how shit got misconstrued. And now, you know, that happens a lot. Like, that happens to people all the time, where it's just a simple misunderstanding turns into like lifelong grudges, you know. It's just, it is what it is. And then people be too prideful. People be like, oh, well, fuck you. Like, I don't care. Like, you know, and that's just like, wow. Like, now I have to question your character. And now it was never about the flyer. Now it was just you being an asshole being an upfront asshole about it. So I'd rather not even be around those people in my lifetime. But with the homie Noah, he's a man of his word. It's just like, you know, just clear things up with your boy. That's all it is. But the homie M1, shout out to him, Chicano Syndicate. He hit me up last night, and he has a show for me in September. And I thought it was really dope. I told him I was serious too. Like, bro, like, anytime you need me to do a show, I got you, like, for sure, you know. And he hit me up, and he got me a show in September. So I'm really excited for that. Definitely gonna change my set list around to cater to that crowd, because with Audio Dope and the Loud Section with Chicano Syndicate is two very different shows. I want to say with Noah, it's a lot. His shows are a lot more like, I don't want to say black, but they are. You know what I mean? It's predominantly our black brothers and sisters. So it has like a certain vibe to it versus the Loud Section and the Chicano Syndicate. They're more raza. So you have the black crowd, the brown crowd, which I could rock all day. Like, it's not like, no, it's not a big deal to me. It's just more so I got to cater my show to that, because I feel like with the crowd at Audio Dope, I feel like they get it, but then they don't get it. Like, they'll listen to my set and they'll just look at me, and yeah, they know it's dope, but it's not, they're not vocal about it, versus like at the loud section, from at least from the last two open mics I did, they were very receptive with it, a lot more receptive to it. I feel so. Maybe it was just the crowds, maybe it was just the night. I don't know what it is. Maybe, I don't know. I can't speak for nobody, but just, I know the Audio Dope room front and back. I've been to like literally almost all the shows. I think I've only missed like one or two shows that they've thrown, but I've been at every one, either at the open mic or I only performed there one time. So almost a year later, I'm gonna do my whole set again. And I feel like with Audio Dope, I know that they're more into the hippity dippity shit. They're more into the future, the vibes, right? Everyone's into vibes, you know? So I don't really have that. I have more raw, boom bap, you know, drumless type sounds that I'm working with. And literally even when I do have like unorthodox glocks, which is like a real, it's crazy because it sounds like somewhere between underground and like boom bap or something like that. I mean, I guess underground is boom bap, but what I'm trying to say is kind of like I'm doing a triplet flow over a very like underground beat, but it comes off as like, I don't even know how to describe it. To me, it's kind of more poppy, but you listen to the song and it's not poppy at all. I don't know. That's just kind of how my brain works, but you know the flow. Hit them while Holly's on popping a snitch. 27 bitches all on my dick. They calling me baby, I give it a kiss. Many pretty women bouncing on this. Like, I don't got that flow for many songs. I know I have, there's only a few songs I have using that flow, like MGP, we got it by 10 for cheap. You know, or Voodoo Love. What the fuck do I say? Time for change when you acting funny. Bougie bucks in my cup this morning. Voodoo Love, how we get this money. Voodoo, some shit like that, right? So I don't use that flow a lot. It's just kind of like as I feel what flow I need to reuse. And I'm not a big fan of like reusing flows. Just kind of, it happens that way. Damn, there's a fine mommy walking by. Who's that lady? Who's that lady? Damn. What? yo, Serio, I'm not even making that shit up, bro. I don't even want to. I'm about to open up the whole window and stick my head out, but like, nah, this ain't New York. So yeah, I'm very excited for the shows. You know, we're gonna see what's popping off. I'm trying to question how dating apps are real. So yeah, your boy made like 3 different dating app accounts, and I don't know how this shit works, but I feel like it's a lot of chat bots. I feel like either these women are like picky as fuck, which they are, which they should be, right? I'll believe that more than like women, than like the women that we match up and then I hit them up and they like either don't respond or they unmatch me or they ghost me. I don't know what it is, but I feel like dating apps are just a complete waste of money for sure. Are dating apps even real? That's my question, bruh. Cause I did a very well-known dating app. I downloaded it and all that shit, and there's like no bitches on there, bruh. Like what? And let me tell you, this big, and you could guess who it is, but this big dating app site, it's a fucking ghost town. You look up on a lot of these girls' bios, and they got their Snap on there. Let me tell y'all something. Snap was popping about 5 to 8 years ago, I think. No, not even, like 7 to 10 years ago, Snapchat was popping. I don't know anybody who's on Snapchat. Now, nobody's talking about, yo, get my Snapchat. I literally had a Snapchat account and posted one day, and it was like me drinking water or something like that. That was the Snap. And I just never had Snap after that. I know it was popping to see chicks and all that stuff like that, but Jesus Christ, yo, like Snap was just a fucking waste of time in my opinion. And with the whole dating app thing, I just feel like they use chat bots and all this shit. And I don't know, this one chick I'm talking to, I don't know if she's a robot or something like that. So I'm going to be like, yo, post a picture with a spoon on your head, do the pretzel with your legs. You know what I mean? Take a picture of you sneezing or something like that. Like, it's really going to be like, you're going to have to go through like hula hoops with me, bro. Cause I got to find out if this is real. You know what I mean? If this is really life, you know. Kai Sanat or whatever his name is, he incited a riot. And I kind of didn't even really want to talk about this because now I feel like whenever I talk about like current events or whatever is going on in the world, I just feel like I'm pump faking or something like that. Let me see. Social media influencer Kai Sanat faces charges of inciting a riot after thousands caused mayhem in New York City. So he was giving away a new PlayStation, or giving away electronics, including a new PlayStation. The event produced chaos with dozens of people arrested, some jumping atop vehicles, hurling bottles, and throwing punches. Well, that's just crazy. Because isn't Kai's fan base, like, aren't they all like teenagers? Aren't they kids? My audience is all predominantly 20s to the 30s. But that's the thing with like social media influencers. They're really only influencers because they have young people. And when I say young people, I mean 18, like teenagers, bro, like the teens. And I feel like that's really what it is because they have all the time in the world to watch videos versus adults. We're all working and doing shit. So I don't know. I just read some shit and I got stuck right now. But yeah, like with social media and all that, influencers and all that. I don't know if I spoke on this, but I remember when I took my journalism class and my teacher said that a lot of the kids, and this is probably shit, almost 10 years ago, like, right? Like 8 years ago, where he was like, guess what kids want to be today? And I'm like, I don't know, an actor. I really thought it was like actor or fucking a rapper, a basketball player. Those were like the bubbles, right? The multiple choice. This fool said that it was a YouTuber. They want to be a YouTube star. And I'm like, what the fuck? For what? Like, What are you even gonna do? Granted, 8 years ago, the YouTube channel lane was more so like you're either like a video gamer or a skater. There was like only a few lanes versus now you can make content. I mean, and a vlogger, right? Like vlogging was big still there too. But like now you could pretty much make content out of anything and it'll kind of blow up as long as you find your little niche. Like now they got the dogs, they got guns, they got recipes, cooking. There's so much shit you like when people build like painting and houses and all that. Like really that shit kind of wasn't popping off before, but you could pretty much get popping on YouTube off of whatever now, as long as you know you have like a demographic for it. So with this whole Kai Cenat thing, it's just like, yeah, they're all arrested 65 people, including 30 juveniles. It's like, yeah, bro, like, they're all kids. So, I mean, I don't know how the riot started popping off. I don't know what incited this. But, I mean, this is the important part of people, of parents educating their kids on where their time should be valued and what they actually value. You know, I'm trying to look and read where the fucking I'm trying to read. Live streaming on Twitch from a vehicle as the event gathered steam. Cenat displayed gift cards as he planned to give away. Noting the crowd and police presence, he urged everybody who's out there, make sure y'all safe. We're not going to do nothing until it's safe. Eventually, he and an entourage got out of the vehicle and hustled through a crowd, crossed the street, went to the park where Cenat was surrounded by a cheering, shoving mob. Chief Madrio of the New York Police Department says Cenat at some point in the afternoon was removed for his safety and police were in contact with him. Videos posted on social media taken from news helicopters showed Cenat being lifted over a fence and out of the crowd and then placed in a police vehicle. Aerial TV news footage showed a surging, tightly packed crowd running through the streets, scaling structures in the park, and snarling traffic. What the fuck does that mean? Shouting, teenagers swung objects at car windows, threw paint cans, and set off fire extinguishers. Some people climbed on a moving vehicle, falling off as it sped away. Others pounded on or climbed atop city buses. Like, what the fuck? Like, where did it even go left? They didn't even go into like detail. Like, the police just get them out of the way and they start rioting. Like, that doesn't even make any sense. See, this is why the youth are, you have to be very careful with the youth. And it's crazy to me. It really is. It bugs me out. Like, this riot happened for no reason. I mean, I feel like at that point, this is why I don't like mobs. This is why I don't like big crowds. Like, anything can happen. And when it pops off, there's nothing you can do. Like, what are you going to do? Be like, stop, everybody, calm down. Like, there's no, when it's on and popping, that time is past, bro. You know, at that point, you need to leave. That's why we need more people that do these organized marches and all that to, like, you know, you need to come in with like them type of people, because when you're just giving away shit and there's no structure, there's no like, okay, we're going to meet up here and like it's just some free floating shit. That's when the shit can get chaotic. And obviously that's what the fuck happened, versus you see these organized protests and marches and all that. Very, in my opinion, it don't go off like this. But then again, it's like he was giving away stuff, so I could see how people were like, no, that's mine, and then I want my free fucking PlayStation. You know what I mean? Like, I could see that happening, but that's crazy to me, bro. Like, I don't know. Everybody protect the kids, man. Everybody protect, because if it were me in that situation and my son and Kaisen that, like, nah, let's get the fuck out of here. Like, you know what I mean? Like, I don't like being around this many people. You know what I mean? Just even in concerts and all that shit, like I'm not paranoid. It's just more so like bless you, my dog just sneezed. I'm very aware of my surroundings to where, bless you, Jesus Christ, you all right? Damn. So I'm very just like, I'm I'm a what is it? I'm a big numbers guy. Okay. We're in 100 block radius of an event. There's 500 people, right? We're in the middle of a fucking big city, a lot of traffic. No, just no. We could watch this shit from the Dunkin' Donuts. I'll give you a donut and a flapjack or whatever. Like, there's no way, bro, that I would have let my kids go to this bullshit for sure. You know, and maybe, granted, maybe the parents thought it was just going to be a small event type thing. Who knows, right? I'm not going to judge nobody, but just based off the fact, had I went there with my kid and there's a shitload of people, I would have been like, no, we're not going to do this bullshit. Come on, son. I'm going to go buy you a fucking video game or something like that, a salami sandwich or something. Pause. I don't know, but that just seemed crazy to me. I had to speak on it and really get like the whole, like, what was it that happened? And really, it was up in the air what was going to happen. So anything can happen. Look, Murphy's Law, what can happen will happen, right? So the homie Jetta OG, shout out to the homie, man. He recorded a verse for me at my crib at Palace 81 for Green Light 3, and I felt like he killed it, man. He Jay-Z'd that shit where I asked him, I'm like, yo, you have your verse and shit? Like, I thought he was gonna bring a notebook or he had it on his phone or something. He was like, nah, man, like I have it all in my head. And he forgot, like, on the first take, he forgot like the last, I don't know, was it like 4 bars, something like that, of the verse. So I was like, oh boy. In my head when he did that, I was like, oh man, we're gonna be in here for a minute, just him remembering his shit. But like after like the first 2 takes or something, like he remembered it all and he killed that shit. I want to say like on the 3rd or 4th take. We didn't do that many takes, you know. I mean, we did a few, but he laid it down all in one take and he killed that shit. He didn't exactly say of what I was saying because I got personal in my second verse and all that shit. But he did. I did like what he spit for sure. Like his shit was dope, and I feel like we're gonna definitely do a lot more tracks from now on because it's always. I feel like this is how I feel. Whenever you do a feature with somebody, the first time it's always a throwaway because the first time you do a song with somebody, it's literally you seeing how your style is with theirs. It's like, okay, like. His Jada's style is more like punchline heavy. It's like, you know, versus me, it's more, how can I say it? It's more like technical. Like I always say, like I have like a real technical style where like I just find like intricate rhymes and ways of rhyming. Like MF Doomy versus Jetta, he's more so, I feel like he has his own style, and I feel like it's hard to break down right now, especially not listening to the verse again. But he killed that shit, and it's funny because he looks like Chava's style. And when he came through, my mom's seen him, and like she said what's up. But when he left, my mom was like, "That's not your friend that used to come over." And I'm like, "Nah, that you thought of Chava Styles?" I'm like, "Nah, he looks like him though, doesn't he?" And she was like, yeah, I was going to say deja vu, reincarnate. No, she didn't say deja vu. She was like reincarnation. I'm like, Mom, that's not the right word, but okay, I'm with you on that one. That was funny as fuck to me. But yeah, Green Light 3 is coming very, very soon, man. I don't know if I told y'all when we were going to drop the album, but it's going to be very soon. I want Ray on it. I'm still waiting for confirmation with her so we could get that recorded, but I'm very excited to put it out. And I have like so much faith in Ray and like her singing abilities that I'm probably gonna cut that track that we're gonna have off. Like if she don't do it, like I might throw it on like later or something like that. Who knows? So Twitter is X now. I don't know why Twitter is X. I don't know what Elon has with this infatuation with the alphabet and the X and the unknown, but Twitter's X now. It's kind of not boring, but whenever I go on my phone to look up Twitter, this is how you know social media is addicting. Like, I'll look up on my phone, I'll try to find Twitter, and I'm like, oh shit, he changed it. And like, that's been happening where I'll try to find Twitter, but it's X now and it's black. The logo's horrible. Everything is horrible. You can't get an app like Facebook that's been known, it's been around, and you just change it overnight at the flick of a fucking drop of a dime, a snap of a finger. You just change it. You can't, bro. You can't do it. But that's what Elon does. He has so much fucking money that he's gonna change a very well-known application, Twitter, name it X. What's he gonna do next? He's gonna change Facebook to Y, Instagram to Z, and now the apps are called XYZ. Like, Elon, stop it with this shit, bro. I get it. You buy people out, you do these things, but you don't understand the fucking direct damage of like, I don't know what it is. I don't even know what I'm talking about anymore. It's just weird. I'm just still gonna call it Twitter because X is a bullshit ass app name, you know. Crip Mac is from Ontario. Yes, he is. I think he did an interview with Cam Capone. But in there, he talked about he was living in the West Side in a rundown apartment with his mom. He lived in Ontario. And I'm like, that's right. Crip Mac is from Ontario. Ontario, we getting some stripes now, baby. That's not why I wore blue. It's just I wanted to wear this polo. And it just so happened I'm wearing the Crip blue on blue in this interview. But I'm not a Crip or gang affiliated in any way. So I thought it was really interesting, but then, as Crip Mac always does, he kind of talked a little bit too much, and he name dropped the big gang out here, and he shouted the homie Roscoe. I mean, he's not my homie, but he's the homie Roscoe, big OG from the Tierra. And when you shout out people and shit, I know nobody's gonna fucking go on the internet and find out who the fuck Roscoe is. I mean, he's in the system already, but it's just kind of like, I'm not a big fan of that because with me and my people, I'm not a big fan of like name dropping or anything like that. You know, me even talking about this shit, I feel like a little uncomfortable with it because of just the simple fact that it's like, I get it. He was incarcerated. He was with the Sureños and he has a lot of respect for the Sureños. Now I get it because he's claiming Ontario. I mean, he's not claiming Ontario. He's from 5'5", but I'm saying, you know, he's from Ontario. That's literally what he said. So if he said that and he's cool with the Sureños, I get it. But, you know, with me, it's just I don't like doing the gang shit on the internet. You know what I mean? A lot of people, they're like, why do you wear red and all this shit? It's like, no, bruh. If you look over, my favorite color is blue, okay? That's not a code for I'm Big Crip. You look at all my Instagram posts, you look at everything, you know, I posted on the internet, and it's a pretty good balance. I wear red, I wear blue, I wear fucking, you know, khaki, this, that. Like, you know, I wear black, fucking white. It's just, you know, I just know how to match, right? So if I wear red, I'm gonna wear red, black, red, black. If I wear blue, white, blue, white, blue, white. Like, that's just how the color scheme is. Like, I'm a really color scheme minded individual. Unlike my mom, who wants to fucking paint the house brown, and my dad wants to paint the roof and the awning gray. So now our house looks like shit now. I'm literally like, our house looks like a schizophrenic house. It's just like fucking, you look at the house and you're like, holy fuck. It went from a faded house color to now it's like you're bugging. Like, I don't know why you would paint these colors this way because it looks horrible. We have a caca brown with a fucking faded gray on an egg white. Horrible colors. Like, they could have just went in my room and picked any of my nice complementary colors and just went with that. Like, you gotta be, when it comes to a house, you have to be very particular. Now, a lot of the houses around here, it's like peach on orange, or it's cocoa puff brown on dark brown on light brown, or everything it kind of matches. You have cookies and cream guy that used to be pistachio man. Like, it all has to work together. When you paint your house random colors that don't go together, it makes the shit look very weird. Makes it look very, very bad in my opinion. But hey, if you're gonna spend thousands of dollars and it looks like shit, what do you want me to tell you? I mean, I tell my parents shit like this all the time, but they don't want to listen to me. They don't want to listen to your boy. Fuck what I have to say, right? This is why I don't say shit to them, because no one listens to me until they get a good look at it and they're like, oh, fuck, like he was right. Like, no, it's too late. Fuck, I was right. I was right the whole time. I've been right, but you just decided to listen to me at this point. So whatever, you're going to do your own thing. Fuck it. That's you, right? Tory Lanez, he got 10 years for shooting Megan Thee Stallion. Good for him. I don't know the whole facts about it. I just want to talk about it real quick. If he did do it, fuck him. You know what I mean? I don't care. I hope he has a fun time getting being around people with those kind of charges. He's probably going to be PC'd up for sure. How I feel about it, about when the initial chart, when I first spoke about this, I was really on some fuck Tory Lanez. Then I was kind of like reneging, like we don't know the facts and all that. But now it's just kind of like, whoa, he's doing 10 years and he's gonna fuck whatever happened. Like now he's really gonna go to prison here in the U.S. with those charges. I don't know if it's in Texas. He's definitely gonna be somewhere around the West Coast, I believe, right? Or I don't know. Let's just say he's going to have an interesting time in prison with those kind of charges. Shooting a woman? Yeah. There's going to be a lot of, what is it? He's going to have a lot of fun days with them kind of fucking charges. Shooting a woman? Yeah. Have fun. And I spoke on this before. Like when you're in the pinta, they're going to look who you are, what you in for. And then they're going to decide how you're going to be spending your time in prison. And with Tory Lanez, it seems like he's going to have a very, very interesting 10 years, to say the least. They're definitely going to throw his ass in the hole, if not PC. Rest easy to the great Mark Margolis. I sampled him off of a show he did. I don't want to give it away for Unorthodox Glocks. And he was a great actor. He played, what's his name? Fuck. Is it Hector Salamanca? Right? Yeah. Breaking Bad. And Better Call Saul. Killed it. I think he was in Scarface 2, I want to say. But he was a phenomenal actor. I mean, I liked him better in Better Call Saul because in Breaking Bad, he couldn't talk. Like, he was in a wheelchair. So he only had those facial expressions and shit, which he killed it. Like, for having no lines, he destroyed it. But in Better Call Saul, he actually did have lines. He actually had a great performance where before he has the stroke, you know, he's fighting with the other cartel leaders and he's like, you know, my whole family, we run this business, Salamanca muscle, Salamanca blood, and you treat us like dogs or something like that. Then he has a stroke. Phenomenal. I mean, Mark fucking killed it. So rest easy to Mark Margolis, if that's how you say his name. He phenomenal actor. Like, he destroyed it along with a lot of the other Breaking Bad and Better Call Saul cast members. Message of the day, man. If you give somebody your word out, you better be truthful you better stick to it, man. Don't fucking do this pussyfooting shit 50-50. You know what I mean? There's literally, life is too short for you to be on some half-ass shit. Stick to your word. You know what I mean? If you're gonna do it 100%, or don't do it at all. You know, don't be one of these people who are like, oh, for sure, like, haha, I got you, like, don't worry, and then you fall through that. You don't follow through with that shit. So the message of the day is be a man of your word. Be a man of principles. You know what I mean? Life ain't perfect. I get it. But when you stick to your word and your values and you have integrity, that's going to take you a lot further. Your word is going to take you a lot further, and your actions too. But your word is going to take you a lot further when somebody says, yo, Big Serbs, you know, he said, you know, fucking, when Big Serb said, to hit me up and say, yo, I'll do a show for you. We called him. We're going to do a show. And he said, yes, that's what I'm talking about. Just be a man of your word and your principles. And that's all I have for you, man. This is the God's Hour.
Max was the turnout of my lifestyle. Smoking green, blowing white clouds to build the blue skies. Conversating with the gods by my wildflower to let them know that it's the God's hour. This love's the never-ending saga. Gods by my wildflower to let them know that it's the God's hour. This love's the never-ending saga. Gods by my wildflower to let them know that it's the God's hour. This love's the never-ending saga. Gods by my wildflower to let them know that it's the God's hour. This love's the never-ending saga. Walk through the sands of times like Gara. On the other side of that gad is karma. He wed Prada, the devil like inside your box now.
While the angels fly over my headstone.